You're listening to the Biz Podcast with Caleb and Max.
And the bronze mic is, wait, that's not right, the golden microphone is on.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 17th episode of the Biz Podcast. I'm with Caleb back again.
Great to see you guys again. It's been a long time since our last episode, so it's great to have another one.
Yep. So everyone, we got Mac with some club shirts. Me and Caleb are matching today, which we decided just before recording this. But so Caleb, what's happening in the world of sport right now? World of javelin throwing? Anything you want to share with us?
Sport for me right now. I have another event coming up in February, I think.
Ooh.
As how we talked about on the other episode, that I reckon that would be the equivalent of our Metropolitans for swimming.
Yeah, so like the Sydney Championships.
Yeah, it's like that, and then it goes into state again.
So do you have to place top 5 or something, or do you have to get like a qualifying throw?
As you said in the last thing, you have to place top 5, but it's like if the top 5 qualify, the next person might be able to place if they beat this standard.
Oh, so it's sort of like a qualifying time. So is it sort of like a mix between qualifying throws and like if you make top 5?
Yeah, it is. It's a big difference. And it somewhat is like swimming. So say you can't attend that thing, you can always put your qualifying distance or time forward.
Yeah.
It's different, because I remember doing some research about, you know how there's like regionals?
Oh yeah.
So say top 3 make it in, but then say top 3 throw 40 plus meters or run a very quick time of 11 seconds, but the 5th person runs like 11.2. And since that 11.2 is over the qualifying standard, they might still qualify. Whereas someone who came first from another region...
Because they got top 5, yeah.
Yeah, but someone who came first from another region may have ran like a 13 seconds.
Oh my goodness, that's fast though. My PB is about 14.2.
Yeah, but just imagine it.
100.
Just imagine it like that. It's weird, but it's also interesting. So you could be in a bad region, but you still make it in regardless.
Yeah, because like I know for swimming, like they have Metro, Northwest, Southwest, and it depends on your club. Every time I say I swim for Marrickville Swim Club, people ask me what region, and I'm like Northwest, but everyone's like, that's not Northwest. That's supposed to be like Southwest or Southeast.
No, we're Metro Northwest.
I know, but like because I know that people think that Marrickville should be in shouldn't be in Northwest area, but I think one of our coaches, he was used to Northwest area, and he wanted us to be Northwest. Because I remember ACAC. Was ACAC in Southeast? I thought we were in Southeast when we was in ACAC.
I don't remember. I didn't really start competitively swimming until it turned into Marrickville.
Yeah. Because I remember I was still competitive swimming at Leichhardt when I was with Leichhardt, then I went to ACAC, then to Marrickville. But, so, also everyone, Caleb is, I got to try and teach Caleb some, because Caleb, you sort of quit swimming, sort of.
Yeah, I have. I've lost it. I still have it, but I don't have the fitness for it anymore.
The technique as well, yeah.
The technique I still have, but it's not as good. But it's good enough to just get me through a few 50s in a race.
Yeah, like, what do you think we could hold for a 50 breaststroke? Like, say you were doing, like, a set that I did this morning. I did 30 50s, 1 main, 1 recovery, so I think they were on 1 minute each. Oh, sorry, 1 on 40, 1 on 50, 1 on 1 minute, so...
And
what do you think we could hold for, like...
What was the 1 minute for?
1 minute was for the... 1 minute was for the recovery, and 50 seconds was for the main stroke.
Ooh...
So you could go a bit easier on the recovery. So what do you think you could hold? Because
I reckon I still might be hold just above 45, but below 50. Just making the time.
Yeah, because I was holding about 43s because I was holding about 43s because I knew that I had to back up for more 50s, but I knew we got that recovery, so I knew I could go a bit slower. Like on the recovery, because I could back up for the next 50, but man, I hate long sets. Like if it's 30 50s, I have to count every individual one.
It hurts your shins. Have you ever got
my shins? Once I did a 1 kilometer breaststroke. I had to do a K breaststroke at my training. No, it was just like, it was actually 900 meters, but I added it because it was giving me OCD. It was giving me, like, my brain was hurting because it wasn't a kilometer, it was 900 meters. So I just did an extra 100. But my shins, my goodness, I remember one of our old coaches at Magville, he said it was like the lactic acid building up. Like, really? It was like, if it burns. Yeah, in the shins.
I thought that was just your stomach. I thought it was something like anterior.
What was it called?
It was like anterior something.
Let me search up, because I remember Mark, he told us.
Yeah, he said it about me. Because I remember, like, it's something anterior tibulitis or something.
It's called...
I think it's like anterior tibulitis. Yeah, it's anterior tibulitis.
It is? Okay. So,
yeah,
because I do remember that, like, it was at the end of training and he showed us, like, if it was, I'll show you. So, guys, if it's, like, if your shin, like, this is your shin, of course.
Yeah.
And you wear shin pads in soccer, of course. But in swimming, you have to use your shin a lot to kick. So, this part is probably, like, the part that hurts the most, like, around here. The back doesn't really hurt because that's all muscle and fat.
I'll tell you what it felt like. For me, what it felt like a cramp, but it wasn't a cramp.
Oh, Caleb, you get the most cramps in swimming.
Like, what happened, what it basically is, like, what does it, it's just very interesting since it just feels like it's burning, but there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, like, you can, like, say, like, I'm doing, say, 30, 50s of breaststroke kick, and I like this, today we did, even if you're doing freestyle and butterfly, but butterfly, it doesn't really hurt your shin.
No, it doesn't.
Just let me know if you can't hear me, because I'm back here.
Oh, I can hear you.
If you're doing butterfly, it hurts your core, like, because you're kicking up and down, and, like, because you have that motion, and it hurts your core if you keep doing butterfly. Butterfly, it's a good stroke if you master the technique and the flow of it,
but if you can't, it's the worst pain ever.
Yeah, so that's the one thing about butterfly. Backstroke is another thing, because it's all those different strokes. Yeah, if you just do like backstroke kick, I just like do like a, what's it called? I just do breaststroke kicks on my back and just like glide.
You know what the funniest thing is, as someone who does breaststroke as their main stroke, hearing people say breaststroke is the easiest stroke.
Because they're probably not used. I know I've heard people say it a lot, but they're probably not used to racing it. So
yes, and breaststroke is not
people
say
there was a butterfly. Oh, I'm getting a call. Oh, give me a second. Sorry, just have to decline on that side. Do you like my ringtone? It's very nice.
Yeah, it's nice.
Old Nokia ringtone. So, that's the one thing about other strokes. You have to make sure to, like, say you're a good butterflyer, that might not translate. I know, like, because you have to use your shins a lot, and people might be used to burning, so that might help with breaststroke. But I know in IM, you have to, like, it's like, I know, like, in races, they have, like, the IM, and say someone's really good at butterfly, but then they're really bad at backstroke.
Yes,
and they're really good at breaststroke, but then they're really bad at freestyle.
Yeah,
that's the one thing with IM, like, people can drop really quickly. Yeah. So, like, people can drop really quickly. Like, there was Kaylee McEwen, who was, I think, at the 400 IM, and she was on the butterfly, and I think she was about second or third, and then the backstroke, she was so fast. She's a good breaststroke as well, but I think the person next to her, she was a good butterfly, but then she just dropped off in the backstroke. So that's the one thing I see with a lot of common swimmers. So.
I remember my cousin was a swimming coach. Well, not a swimming coach, but she swam a lot, like open water.
The manager.
Not other cousin, my other cousin.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was like a really good open water swimmer.
Ooh, so open water.
Yeah, so what would happen was she said that, like, people would usually catch up the most on breaststroke since people are usually the slowest at that.
Yeah, because
don't you think it's, like...
Oh, you go on, what are you going to say?
Because the thing is with, like, people who do butterfly, they're usually good at freestyle. Is it butterfly they're good at freestyle, not so much backstroke? Or backstroke, they're like... Do you know what I mean? It translates in some way.
Yeah.
Because you're good at butterfly.
Yeah, I understand. Like, it's like, sort of like, not translating. I know there's another word for it. I can't remember, but I remember my coach always saying like, and my dad even said, because like there were some sets that I didn't agree with. Like I was saying, what if I didn't get to work on my breaststroke and it's all just a freestyle set, and like. It's like, say I'm doing freestyle sets and like I argue, my statement is why don't I get to do breaststroke, and what happens if I don't get to work on my breaststroke? And my coach said, well, it all translates. So it's like if you're working on breaststroke, it will help you some way, like with the arm movements as well. Like I know you have to pull for freestyle and then you pull for breaststroke. You come up like. But there's another thing that my coach has been teaching me. I'll show you here. So I'm using my microphone. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you pretty well.
Okay. So for breaststroke, you pull and then you bring your arms in straight away. You don't come out here and bring your chest really high. You come in like this and you just bring your arms in here, not up here.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like that's another thing. Like it's all about like being quick and sharp as well. Like talking about the turns, like you have to come and go quickly.
Yes.
I remember our old coach. Sorry, yeah, go on.
Like I remember something Toby said. Is like when you have to. He said like push up and then drive forward.
Yeah. So that's another thing. So I'll show you guys here. You have to push. I'll just remark. So you have to pull up like this. You have to. This is what I do. This is like the motion. I put my hands like this and then I pull up, launch myself up. And I went to a swim clinic with Adam Peaty.
Oh yeah,
in 2018, and he said you have to make yourself as small as possible. So when you're coming in here, you have to squeeze your arms in and then you shoot out. So that's one thing.
That's how they. Because I remember Toby saying to me, "Think of one word while you're doing breaststroke. Drive."
Drive, oh goodness.
Just drive forward, that's all you need to do.
Yeah, but like most people, this is like easy skills. It doesn't help on speed much, but it helps on like
technique.
Like technique helps with speed, but this kind of stuff doesn't really help with speed. It more helps with like the what's the word? Like not technique. It like helps with like the capacity as well. Like the longer you can do it. So that's more for long distance. If you're doing 50s, it's a different type of stroke. Like I remember once
50s is a lot shorter and sharper.
Yeah, I remember at Speedo Sprints, I made it into the finals, and it was a big achievement for me. I was ranked 3rd, and my coach told me to spin my arms. It was my new coach, and he just told me to keep on spinning. I spun and I added 3 seconds.
Added?
So I found out that I added 3 seconds.
Yeah,
and
that
I
was
got
my
like
mistake
12.
for one of my races once. I tried too hard and I didn't get any pull. That's what you're supposed to do with freestyle. Freestyle, you're supposed to try and spin your arms, but not breaststroke.
Yeah, I know. So, like, I remember one of our other swimmers, he's probably going to watch this podcast. So he, in breaststroke, Toby, our old coach at Marrickville, he just said he just kept spinning. Like, he didn't even glide. Like, I know how to glide, like, for 2 seconds in a 200 breaststroke, but it's different for different. So, different for different races. So,
and since Toby's a lot taller.
Yeah, and if you're doing a 50, you can have a 1 second glide, but for 100 you can more like have about 1.5 seconds, like 1 and 1, and for 200 it's more of a 2 second glide, so 1, 2, because you want to try and conserve your energy for the last 50. It's all that back end speed as well. Yeah. Anything you want to add to this, Caleb?
Just like it varies from different people. Since Toby, he is very tall, and because of his height and his wings, like his arm span, he would have gotten more glide. Like he probably would have gotten the same amount of glide compared to you when he does. Like he doesn't really glide. You know what I mean? Kind of.
Yeah. So say you're tall, and this is one thing that I also notice. If you can do the full 25 as underwater for breaststroke. So in a race, it doesn't matter if you go past 15 when you're doing a pull out. So that's one thing. I'm pretty sure. I got to double check that, but I remember Toby telling me. And say you're really tall, like most of these tall guys, and even in 25 meter races, like Adam Peaty, he does 4 strokes, and
the ISL.
Yeah, like in 25, he does 4 strokes, and he's already halfway, and like he does his pull out, and he's already halfway.
Oh yeah.
Through the race. So.
I remember how we always had to do stroke count with that?
The first set with Matt was in October, I think. October 18th, I think.
Yes, and
so,
I also... yeah, you go.
Oh, thanks. So I remember it was a thing, and I was very proud of myself. And I remember you were with me, and I was like, "This is a very respectable set." And he was like, "Oh, thank you very much." So I remember it was like a really good set, and we loved it. So, and I remember at the very end, he got us to do 425s of underwater kicking without fins, and you couldn't breathe. That was our first session, and it was my first time that I went a full 25 without breathing, and it was my proudest moment.
We had a competition afterwards.
Yeah, and I remember Matt was there for Speedo Sprint Finals.
Yeah, he was.
Oh no, because he left in January. He was only there for about 4 months at Marrickville.
I think he was there for one meet. Was he there for one meet?
He was there for... Oh, I know this.
The Metro's one.
Metropolitan Championships.
No, Long Course Metro Northwest or something.
Oh, no, he was there for Metropolitan Championships. I got this photo right on my home screen right here. That's with me.
Oh, yeah, that one.
So that was at Metropolitan Championships when I was still with the Big M. But then, I think... Oh, here we go. I remember this. A pen. It was at the Long Course Northwest Championships... And he was there, it was his last meet, and then the next day, on the 10th of January, the day after, it was on the 8th and 9th, on the 10th he said he was leaving.
It's unlucky, I mean, I know what you mean, like, you know, I'm probably not supposed to say it, and I won't say, just a shame. I mean, I respect his opinion, it's probably a lot easier for him to get to Auburn. He trains at Auburn, right, doesn't he? Doesn't he live out there?
Blacktown now.
Does he live out there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's understandable.
No idea, but I remember Marrickville was like a 1 hour drive. So
yeah, it was.
Marrickville's only like 10 minutes for me. You live close to Marrickville, right? About
You're like
10
15,
minutes away,
10, 15.
Yeah, I'm about, like, taking a shortcut away, I'm about 10 minutes, because, like, my dad, like, he had work, of course, and as many parents do have work, it's more convenient if I just go after school to my school swimming, so it's very, very, very easy for me, so. But yeah, so very interesting all about technique today in swimming. Anything you want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Anything I want to talk about?
ISL, swimming competitions.
Getting disqualified. Have you ever gotten disqualified before?
Oh, yep. Sorry, I forgot all about this part. So, Isaac Cooper, best breaststroker. Oh, no.
Backstroke.
That's actually cooking. Best backstroker, same thing. So, best backstroker that we've had in a long time, but male, of course. And he was really good. And he was, I don't know if you guys heard, in the 50 backstroke final, he was in lane 4, best position, best.
Yes,
the best. This couldn't have been a better time for him to do the race. They do the beep, and they do 2 other buzzers. I'll see if I can find the sound for it. Wait, do you want to tell them what happened?
Yeah, so what happened was, apparently one of the starters or the officials thought someone false started, so they had to do it again.
Yeah, because if you watch the replay, it looks like someone went. Yeah, it was all under 0.5. It was all under 0.50, but it was all above point.
Yeah, I still
.40.
I still think they should just wait for the computer to do it, since the computer has sensors on the touchpads.
Yeah, because it looked like, if you watch the replay, it looked like the guy in lane 7 or 6, it looks like he went late, so the starter probably thought that he was on time, but the other guys went early, because it looks like lane 5, the American, I forgot what his name was, but it looks like he went early, but he went on time. The starter, it was the starter's fault. Yeah,
it was. Just there was so many disqualifications, I don't know why.
I mean, they're very, as Ian Thorpe was saying, he said that there was too many disqualifications at this meet in Melbourne, and he said that there were, like, even, like, the tiniest minute detail they were picking up on.
I know, and then you hear, at New South Wales Junior State, they're like, in event something and something, in lane 4, so-and-so failed to break the surface before however many meters.
Oh my goodness, why do they have to be so strict?
I mean, like, it's okay to be strict, but you don't have to be so strict for the younger people.
I know. So, like, the one thing they don't disqualify, like, do you know how you're only allowed to do one butterfly kick before you finish? Like, sorry, one butterfly kick before you pull out. I know. And for breaststroke, when you're doing your underwater, you're only allowed to do one butterfly kick before you pull out. At the Olympics in 2012,
someone did
I see if I can find it, put it on screen.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
They actually did 2. I think they did actually. I think they did 4 actually. But the officials, they don't want to disqualify them because they don't want to get because they're all big and tough, and they don't want any trouble with the big and tough swimmers. So they disqualify younger kids. But if like at the Olympics, that was obvious. There should have been disqualification. I think it was Cameron Vanderberg from South Africa. He won it, but he did like 4 or 5 butterfly kicks, and you're only allowed to do 1.
Yeah, of course. I remember seeing someone do 2 butterfly kicks also, and they got disqualified.
Yeah, I'll play this. Tell me if you can hear it. Can you hear that?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Are they in the water right now? This is the sound they make when they have to pull them back.
Why is it so delayed?
I don't know. Like they go beep. And then they have the 2 buzzers after it.
They waited like...
I know, like, at all these are, like, Aussie meets, they go, like, take your marks, and then they hold you on for, like, 5 hours. They're like, take your marks. Beep. It's unfair, like, that's why so many people false start. Like, if they say stand down and you fall in, that's not a disqualification.
Yeah.
Because they said stand down. I still remember
one time was it Mark? He made us go take your marks. Sometimes he made us wait 10 seconds. Sometimes he only made us wait 3.
I don't know, because I think that was...
Who was that?
I don't know.
But I remember
I think it was Toby.
But I remember doing something like that, and the worst thing ever is to try and premeditate the buzzer.
Yeah, so I do remember that, like, they used to hold us on for a while, but I remember we used to all do these, like, we didn't do much dive work with Matt. We usually focused on technique. I remember he said I shouldn't have, when I was doing freestyle, I shouldn't have pointed my hands out. I should have them in like that, but I fixed that, so I'm just going to play this sound.
Oh.
And if you look at the reaction times, lane
Send
1,
the video to me.
0.61,
Send the video
lane
to me.
2.
I'll look at it later.
That's the Ian Thorpe one, the one that you sent me.
Oh yeah.
I'm just watching this, so it's like look at all those reaction times. They're well below. They're well above what a DQ would look like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that doesn't like deserve like to have an Aussie taking a gold medal and a world junior record taken away from him. That's unfair. I would be really mad. He's young as well. He's 18.
18.
He swam below. He swam below 20 seconds. I think.
Below
20?
Can't be.
Is that fast?
No, it can't be below 20. Since people doing freestyle just struggle to get below 20.
Sorry, I'm probably off with the fairies. Let's see. Ian Thorpe said it's rubbish because they shouldn't notify the athletes. They should have dropped there's officials at the 15-meter flag, and they should have dropped the flag to let them know that the race they have to redo. Instead of swimming the whole bloody race.
Who must have been... Did they have to do it immediately after?
Oh, they waited like an hour, but that's not enough time.
No, that's not enough time to recover.
See, look at that. Murphy came second, Ryan Murphy. Like, that's a world junior record. That's like an amazing achievement. And you can even see Isaac Cooper saying, I'm not doing this again. There's no way.
Yeah,
that's really unfair of the officials. What time did you get? I can't even say. It doesn't even say. It doesn't even say what time they got.
I don't know. Just like we can always
22:49.
22:49.
22:49 he got. Yeah.
What did you get in the second one? Like a 23?
Oh, they got 23s, I think. 23s and 24s, I think it was.
Yeah, not surprised.
Ian Thorpe even said the athletes can actually debate to not swim it again and just have the medals like that. Like, it wasn't like lane 7, 8, 1, 2. Like, it wasn't like the lanes that were going to stop were going to win, because they're the outside lanes. It's not like they're going to win. So, like, we knew Isaac Cooper was the favourite for that event, but, life is life, so stuff happens. But like stuff like that should not happen. Like,
Yeah,
it was the
definitely
officials'
not.
fault. They shouldn't have done that other buzzer. I was really mad at them, but yeah.
I'd be yelling.
So do you want to wrap up? Yeah, I would. I would be really mad. Say like I was doing 100 breast.
And then like.
Yeah, so I get the state record, and they say, "Oh, sorry, you have to swim it again." Oh my goodness!
And one
I would be
last
so
thing.
mad.
What about Kyle Chalmers' comeback for that?
Oh goodness, that is probably the best
That is
moment in
something we
swimming
have to
history.
save for another episode, though.
I know. Okay, maybe next episode when
Next
Caleb is
episode,
back in
definitely
studio
we
or
have
when
to
he's
talk
online.
about that.
Oh goodness, I talked about that on the Eminem podcast as well. I don't know if you've seen it. There's another podcast that I do with another kid called Max from my swimming squads, one of my good mates. So we reacted to that on a live stream, I think it was, and my goodness, it was breathtaking. That was the first time he'd seen it, so
It was amazing.
gives me goosebumps.
It is giving me goosebumps also.
Yeah, so thank you everyone for a 17th episode of the Biz Podcast. We'll see, there's probably going to be like 2 more episodes come out before the end of the year. We have to make up for all that time that we didn't do podcasts.
Yeah.
But, yeah, thanks everyone. So we'll see you all in episode 18.
See ya.